individuals being like, we are kind, we want to do good things, and the other side is bad.
Because you're not supposed to be kind and doing good things. You're supposed to be representing your constituents. Congress and Parliament and executive leadership, it's not about kindness. It's about doing what the people that voted for you want.
And they want to do bad things.
So what I want to say was this then.
But
if you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist, what would you do if that party started gaining momentum? And it was clearly like people...
Oh my God, Ethan is asking such a question. You them all! Say it! You them all! You everybody! That's what the leftists do. That's what Mao did. That's what they did after the Bolshevik Revolution to other lefties. That's what you do in a leftist country. When you take over, you all the other people. That's what happens.
Wanted that.
That's what the Nazis did when they took power. When they were working with the lefties, they killed the lefties there. Now the Nazis weren't lefty, but like, yeah, when you are an illiberal party, when you don't believe in liberalism and you gain power, the first thing you do is you everybody else that opposes you or has any actual parliamentary threat to you, parliamentary, democratic, whatever kind of threat, whatever governmental threat.
Route. They wanted that route.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I think I would do what America has done. Not that.
Oh my God, he's such a. How can you be this tall and eat that much chicken and be such a ass little? He's actually such a. Can we get like some 4'8" midget here that Hasan can press that he can get some of his confidence back? God, he's such a weak-willed individual. Oh my God, say it with your chest. Holy.
To the same degree. Not to the same degree as like McCarthyist trials or anything like that.
So you would trial them? You'd convict them of crimes? You bring up McCarthyism, the guy that hunted down everybody for communism? Does Ethan know the reference of what you're saying right now?
But I would offer additional amenities to ensure that people are comfortable and happy, because I feel like
it's hurt poor people that they can afford housing in Berkeley. I don't know how that works.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry, hold those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their red capitalist bloods, dude. Oh my God, in a video game, of course.
Oh,
but what do you do if they're like, enough? We're doing capitalism.
Yes.
Well, if everything is given to you, at that point, if every single thing is given to you, if all of your problems are solved, which I think we can both agree is not under capitalism and has not happened.
No.
If all of those problems have been solved, then there is no need for conflict of that regard.
But they're saying, no, we want to do, because they're like, yo, this is a free country, right? Well, we want to do capitalism. We think the market should regulate the prices. Like, we don't think the workplace should be socialized.
Okay, that's a great question.
And what about
you have to ask why though at that point?
Because, oh my God,
well,
he won't
never can be explained by why anyway.
Hasan won't answer the question.
People are gonna be dumb. You're right.
It's like you don't. It's just gonna exist.
Hasan won't answer because the question is, you would kill them. Just say it. That's what you would do. You would kill people who are opposing you in your illiberal regime. If liberals come up and you're illiberal, you would kill them. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And so if the will of the people is to go back to do more of a social democracy, is that something that a socialist country should move towards, or should there be resistance to the government to keep socialism?
I think the resistance should be akin to how capitalist governments have resisted historically any kind of socialist movement, not to that same degree of violence, but I think that yes, the solution to that would always be education and
re-education camps,
offering more
re-education.
Re-education, certainly, yeah.
Somebody give me the clip of that one loser who's like, we would house our comrades in re-education camps. Somebody please give me the clip. Please give me the clip.
I know that's like a
Let's
trigger
put them in
word.
Camps.
No, not like that. I know that's a
not the camps. Oh no.
trigger word because everyone goes, oh, re-education. What do you mean? Like immediately people think like, are you talking about like resident schools? Are you talking about Xinjiang? Yeah, 100%. They do. They do it. They did it in Xinjiang, which I think
good, right?
No, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't think it was good. This is something I have openly criticized as well. Like that's not good.
I don't agree with the U.S., but by talking like this, you make it seem like you are pro-China. First of all, I am pro-China. Okay, so make no mistake on that front. I am pro-China. I do not mind multipolarity. I do not fear multipolarity. So on that front, I am definitely pro-China, as pro-China as it gets. So, geez, your foreign policy take is so bad. This is like the Crimea stuff in Hong Kong. You can't be a social. I know Hong Kong is famously on fire.
Yeah.
You know, I always check in with Hong Kong to see how bad things are in Hong Kong, because remember they when the Chinese took over, they executed everyone. Yeah. It was so crazy. It was wild. The only difference, and the only thing that I do criticize China on, is their lack of their lack of interest in social libertarianism, for sure. I think that I am significantly more pro civil liberties and pro freedom of speech than the Chinese government is. And I don't even make the same kinds of, I would say, I don't even make the same kind of excuse that I would make for Cuba, an island that has been constantly under war for, you know, their lack of interest in like free speech. That is absolutely something that I am very critical on with respect to China. But Hasan being shocked that the normies in the chat really don't this foreign policy takes. No, I'm not shocked at that at all. This is like a big part of what differentiates me from a lot of other, I would say, left-leaning, left-adjacent content creators in the United States of America. This is why they always say Hasan is so American-centric. Hong Kong is no longer a democracy because of China.
It was so democratic.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, I know.
Now people are living in like tiny little cages in apartments, you know, like that wasn't a thing before.
The massive surveillance apparatus they built in Xinjiang is not good.
So what would be good about a socialist re-education camp for capitalists?
It wouldn't necessarily, I don't think it'd be camps. I mean, it depends.
Well, it wouldn't be oh my God, I don't hate him. I don't hate Hasan. What I hate are all of the mind-numbingly fans that can watch him squirm like this and not think that it's the most, you literally have you've got like the drunken Dayquil master over here, okay, Ethan, asking the most innocuous questions, and Hasan is acting like he's getting pressed in front of like a Senate Judiciary Committee, and he's like under oath, and he's like committed like 50 million crimes he's trying to hide from the United States. Like, it's actually appalling.
It depends on crimes, right? Like, are people committing crimes at the behest of this? Because if there's a socialist state and someone is doing like white terror, let's say, or someone is doing South Korean style, you know, purges of communists, which has happened historically in every country that America as well, would probably be a lot better than like, you know, a prison structure where they have slavery like in the United States of America.
I'm still a little bit confused about the ideal mechanism of a socialist country, where people still have individual freedoms to like form, to assemble,
but not
and
capitalists.
It can also be like, yeah, I'm a capitalist, so what? And we're trying to grow our movement. I don't understand the organization of the socialist free country, because it seems to me to have a socialist country, there needs to be some amount of dampening of, you know,
freedoms. Yes, that is illiberal. Correct.
Rights.
Well,
because like for what I said.
Yes and no, because my point is always the same. It's that this is a constant. This is consistent. What you're describing is consistent with the American formation. It's consistent with capitalism. It's just a reality that will always exist. Mm-hmm. Violence, and who gets to do violence, is an inherent part of politics, because politics is, at the end of the day, a distribution of resources and a distribution of violence. Who gets to have what resources and who doesn't have the resources as a consequence of that. And if they do something to get those resources, what the state will be able to do. The state has a monopoly on violence across the board, no matter what happens, right? I'm not an anarchist. A lot of anarchists will get mad at me for saying this, but the state should have some level of a violent mechanism, because no matter what happens, and there's different forms of violence as well. The structural violence of poverty, or direct violence in the form of military boots on the ground, military warfare, imperialism, police violence, police brutality. These are all different forms of violence.
There will be some exertion of force required to maintain a socialist country.
Yes, not just a social country, any country.
Sure, any country.
Yes, I agree. Until we reach a point of
mass education, where everybody is
Bing reach a point of production.
Bing
and our productive output has gotten to a point where it's so streamlined and so organized that there is no need for a state. But I don't know if we will ever be able to get there, where the state withers away and we have a classless, borderless, moneyless society.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, it's not in a long time.
Techno-communist.
It'd have to be like post-World War III or something.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.